woman, hard-loving man. Take it nice now, baby, and do the best you can. I'm a hard-loving man. I was born in Dublin, James's Hospital, in 1977, and I grew up in Maynooth and the North Kildare region of Kildare. We moved around a lot as children, from A to B to C, and very unsettled kind of upbringing. It was a long time before I picked up a brush. I waited a long time before I started to paint, before I could find a sense of settlement in myself. Well, it feels good. It feels good to paint. I get a nice feeling in my body, in my being, when I apply colour to a surface, when I apply paint to a surface. It feels good. Therapeutic, maybe. I don't know. It has a lot of layers on a personal level. I enjoy to do it. It helps me breathe, helps me live. Yeah, I've practiced Buddhism for a couple of decades now. It's been very beneficial for me. I've been through the mill, ups and downs with it. I've been in cults, I've been out of cults, I've been on my own journey with it. But the meditation practices have been very good. I love the Tibetan stuff. Their art is amazing. It's very colourful, bright and vibrant. The fundamentals of the Buddhism is your own true enlightenment, that we're already enlightened and awake. And I'd like to think that, as people say to me, I could do that, then yes, you can. Of course you can do it. Out you go, and let's do it. Let's do the art. Let's make art. We all make art. School art. The art that's true to yourself rather than some made-up thing that we borrow. Finding that true voice in yourself. It's there. We all have it. We all have the ability. Can you imagine a society of painters, writers, and poets? It would be a remarkable place to live. It really would. Oh yeah, all the time. I get that, yeah. I could do better than that. I could draw that in my sleep. Yeah, I get that, yeah. The one I personally love the most is, my 2-year-old child could draw that. And, when people say that to me, I see that as a huge compliment on my work, a wonderful reflection on my work. What a beautiful thing to say. I'd love to be able to draw like the child that I was. I would love to be able to do that. But I say to people that do say that, and sincerely and without any malice in me, I would say, well then come on, let's go down to the art shop and buy some paintings and paper and ink and paint, and let's go at it. Let's do it then. Let's do better than this. You do better than this, and we can have a conversation then, and we can discuss the creative process, and we can discuss art, and we can discuss the great masters of the past and what they implied or what they were talking about, and we'll have a wonderful conversation, instead of just people saying, oh, I could do better than that. It'd be great if they went out and did. We'd have a much better society then. We really would. I think we'd be on the level of what your man in Germany, Jonathan Mies, is talking about. Art overall. I find it hard to talk about it. I do. The process itself is very personal. As I said, it's one that's rooted in my own personal experience with it. And then when it's done and the paint is dry, it's a very public thing. The object goes from personal to public in a matter of time that it takes the work to dry. So there's a strong polarization there. And sometimes I reckon that if I was to keep it on one or the other side, then it just won't work. It requires both of those means. Both of those means are necessary for the work to be completed. Personal, public, private, not private. And I find it hard to put words to it, really. Transitions, up and down, ebb and flow, left and right, concepts, really. Polarization, public, private, me, you, us, them. It's just how it is. They're just words, really. They don't really serve the purpose of the viewer observing what's to be observed. They don't describe fundamentally what I'm trying to say. So I feel that I could make up a lot of stuff and pretend that this is what it's about, or imply that it's this, but I don't want to do that because that's just dishonest and it's not real. So I'll just say what comes to me, and these are just words that hang around me and are in my scene and in my system and in my studio, and they're just there, they're floating around in this ether. That's ultimately what it is. And I find it very hard to talk about it. I understand why artists don't want to talk about their work, really.